What's up? My name's Seth, and I just want to tell a little bit about myself. I'm 28 years old, currently living with my stepmom. I'm in love with the most beautiful woman I've ever met in my life. I gave my heart to God on Sunday. I pray on a daily basis, and this time last year I was sitting in a prison cell wondering what I was going to do with my life, and now I may not have my own yet, but I'm happy. A few months ago I had a heroin overdose and died. I was clinically dead for about 15 minutes, and a friend of mine actually brought me back. I was fortunate enough to have a friend in the military. I am by no means yet a success story, but I know through all things God will prevail and help me succeed. I'm stumbling out of my words because I'm a little nervous. This is the first time I ever done anything like this. It's kind of like a video blog or whatever they call it, vlogging. I work for a man. He's a pretty good dude. He's a good guy. It's just hard to find work anymore. I'm doing everything I can to stay afloat legally, and I'm still happy. For some reason, the girl I'm with is way out of my league, and she actually loves me, which is amazing, because I mean, if she would have known me in my active addiction, she wouldn't I would have been no good for her. I'm just extremely grateful for the things that God's put in my life. I mean, for the first time in my life, my little brother's 16 years old, and we actually have a relationship, which is pretty cool. Like, I can joke with him and say things to him, and he doesn't take it personal, as to where when I was using, you know, I just seen him every now and again, and when I did see him, if I said something, he took it to heart, and it kind of sucks because I missed so much of his life growing up. I got a 6-year-old son that I'm missing his life now. I have the best parents in the world, because when I was coming up, they did what they thought was best to rear me as a child, I guess. I don't know. My mom never drank, didn't have a bunch of men around, worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs to make sure me and my brother had clothes on our back and a house over our head and food in our bellies. And she is an amazing woman for that, and I'm ever so grateful. I took a lot of my life for granted, and now here I am, 28 years old, trying to figure it out. I've done 12-step programs, and they were successful for a little while, but this is the first time I've ever actually tried to turn my life over to God and see how this goes. Hopefully, because He gives me strength, I never have to use again, because I've given it to Him, and I know that in my heart. I got a lot of friends that are in prison, a lot more on their way. Friends I'll never get to kick it with in the streets anymore, because I'm not worried about impressing the streets anymore. I want to impress my family for the first time. I'm grateful for everything I have. I mean, I've done things that normal people don't do, and I've reacted in ways that normal people don't act, and I know it's because my addiction, and my addiction, it drives me on a daily, and it's not what I want anymore. I call it my monster, you know, everybody calls it something. I'm a polysubstance abuser. Been that way since I was 18 years old, I guess, is when I first started using heavily. It's incredible as to how whenever I decided that I wasn't going to use anymore and turn my life over to God, how people just come out of the woodworks. And I know it's the devil saying, Seth, come back, and I just can't do it anymore. This isn't me. That's not who I am as a person. I've lost everything I've ever wanted and everything I've ever tried to gain because of my addiction. I'm inviting anybody that wants to take this journey or is curious about how people are using and just not using anymore and just trying to get off drugs, and anybody that's just looking for a little inspiration, because I mean that's what I'm trying to do here, send out a positive message to the rest of the world, getting people to draw in nearer to my personal Lord and Savior, which is Jesus Christ. I don't know if this is even gonna take off, but it's worth a shot, and here we go, man. Let's start this journey together. Thank you.